Hello everyone. This was not a planned video, but I think this is something very disturbing that happened to me, so I want to share my experience. Before we start this video, however, just let me adjust my camera. Before I start talking into more specific details, just let me tell you that you may find this video a little bit triggering because abortion is going to be discussed in this video. So please, if you don't feel safe or comfortable with this kind of topic, please pass by. There's no problem. We'll meet up again in the next video, right? I was working yesterday. I was having my, let me say, daily session of prompting with ChatGPT, and I was prompting to have some realistic stock photos. And one of the things that I was trying to have was the image of an opened book with real text inside, but I didn't specifically requested for the text in the book to be readable or real or anything. Just I need an open book image, basically, and I'll show you what kind of image is. Now, the next day, which is today, I was hovering around what I already made, and I spotted a couple of things that made chills down my spine because I ended up recognizing that the image that ChatGPT gave me was almost perfect, except it had some almost quite perfect readable text. And the book itself had some disturbing quotes about abortion. It was readable, but with typos. It has typos, but it's still readable. Now you can see some nonsense vocabulary here, like defensive, evolve, hatem. But you can also find coherent text like surely, children, heat, and verbs. The last phrase that you could read was Daphne won't like children to live. Daphne won't like children to live. Daphne won't like children to live. Now let's take a look to what ChatGPT is trying to explain about this sentence, okay? Daphne is a person who disapproves of or refuses to accept the idea of children being alive. Disturbing because of the verb to live, a fundamental right being rejected. This isn't about disliking children's behavior, it's about denying them life. Exactly. In context with the word aborted, which appeared earlier in the text, the phrase takes on a sinister note. You can also stop the video, guys, if you want to read fully this. And that to me was extremely disturbing, considering the fact that when you ask for some generated art or image, sometimes your request may involuntarily violate the GPT terms. Sometimes platforms of artificial intelligence don't have control on what they are producing. Simply put, if you ask for something that the platform is considering harmful, it won't be generated. But what can happen, vice versa, is that sometimes the AI platform can generate something that could be violating the policy. The reason they gave me was, the platform has no control on what is generating. Okay, now can you imagine what kind of damage could be if I was not even paying attention to this kind of details and reading what was in this picture? Can you imagine the impact on my job, on my work, and also on other people. And I didn't pay much attention, but I read some lines. But funny enough, I didn't read the last sentence, which was the most disturbing. I cannot find any other word to describe this kind of outcome. Alright, so this is the second part of my recording process. It's already Monday. And I contacted the human support for OpenAI. I showed them the picture, but honestly, I did not receive a real helping answer from them. Of course, they apologized for this kind of experience. It was quite unpleasant for me, but they did not provide any real solution or explanation on why this kind of things can happen on a platform that has so many content policy rules, all right? Basically, the system picks up the first thing that can browse online, and so you have your image ready to use. But I wonder how it's possible that with so many possibilities, I ended up having something that was talking about abortion. This is the first time I am quite shaken from the fact that I pay for a service like this, and it scared me because I was preparing something to be, offered for an audience, and the fact that someone could be, exposed to that kind of content was very, very awful. This is all I have to say on this experience, and I am preparing a next video that will come out quite soon, so we'll see you then. Bye.